Hey, what's up guys? I'm talking today about managing injuries, and this is something that we get like emails, questions on the Instagram account, but also like the one-to-one with our own students all the time. Injuries are a reality of jiu-jitsu. They're not a possibility. You are going to get one. We want to hope that they can be minimal, and when you do get one, we want to bounce back from them as quick as possible, hopefully better than when we started. So I got a text message from a girl who trains with me. She's a white or blue belt student, trains jiu-jitsu with a good friend of mine. Her coach is in the Bulletproof program. He's a fucking weapon, shout out Joel. But she texted me and said, dude, I've hurt my knee. I've got a grade 1 or grade 2 LCL tear. I've never had one before. I feel really bummed out about it. What can you recommend? Super bummed, always. Injuries suck, but like I said, they're a reality of what we do. So we got to have a system around dealing with them. And so I sent her back a text message with a few key points, and these are pretty general. I try to live by them. I send them to everyone I know who gets injured, and I think that they can really change your perspective on how you see an injury when the inevitable does happen. I'm going to share those with you right now. All right, so I've got my 4 points up the board here. It's a lot of writing at the top. Bulletproof injury management. So we're looking at 4 simple steps that you guys can use to manage your injuries better. So the first one I want to talk about is know what's up. We recommend the hell out of this in our volume 1 of the Bulletproof program. You have to know what the problem is to start off with. So if you have an injury, you can give it a few days, you can give it a week, you can kind of test the waters, see if it's improving, try moving it a little bit, try to self-assess. If after a week or 2 weeks and it's not getting any better, go and see a motherfucking physio, or go and see your massage person, or go and see someone that knows the body. When I say it doesn't have to be a physio, it does have to be someone that knows what they're dealing with. So there's good chiros out there, there's good physios, there's good acupuncturists, there's also shit ones in all those fields. So strong recommendation from JT and I is to have a relationship with someone that you know to be good. They are your go-to person. I've got my guy or my guys, and I go and see them. So that's the first thing, is go and find out exactly what's happening. We can have all the ideas in the world about what it might be, or maybe someone in the gym told you what they think it might be. That doesn't mean anything. Go and find out from a professional. The second piece is keep moving. So here's the thing. We get injured, we think we have to stop training. This goes back to point 1, is when I go and see a specialist who doesn't know what jiu-jitsu is, and that's the majority of specialists out there. The general recommendation they're going to be is to stop training. Now, stopping training is a good idea for some, let's say many injuries, but not for all. And stopping training or training lightly, or maybe stopping rolling but still working on technique, these are all different little avenues to take. So 1, we don't want to stop training altogether. If we're looking at our strength and mobility work, we definitely don't want to stop that. We just want to steer away or divert away from anything that might be aggravating the injury, but that usually leaves a whole bunch of other things we can be doing. Take the knee injury of this girl Anna as an example. The trunk, the upper body, the shoulders, all that stuff is still available. Even with a knee injury, probably squatting's not a great idea, but hinging, so deadlifting and things along those lines, not at any particular high intensity, but just in a light sort of capacity, that stuff is all still available. And so there's heaps of training that can be done even while working around that injury. Part number 3, it's an opportunity. So when I say it's an opportunity, let me give you a little story of my own. 2 meniscus tears in BJJ. Shout out to one of my old training partners, Steve. He's responsible for one of those. All in love, bro, all in love. The idea was, I tore my meniscus, I went and saw the physio. Physio said, you need to lay off the knee. We don't want to flex that knee or bend it for 4 weeks. And so I was left with, okay, I can't really squat, so I can't really train any jiu-jitsu because I can't even change my level or go down or pass someone's guard or whatever the fuck. So what can I do? I can focus on my upper body. So I used that time, and it ended up being 6 to 8 weeks. I used that time to rehab the knee, but also to focus on my upper body strength. So in that time, the work that I was doing in my gymnastics, so working on the rings, my handstands, all that stuff that I'm interested in, that shit went through the roof, and I made the biggest gains over that period that I've ever had. So what I'm trying to urge you guys to think is, when something is injured, it's an opportunity for you to work on something else, okay? If you just look at what you can't do, you'll get upset and frustrated. If you look at what you can do, it's a really good opportunity to zero in on that thing. Lastly, keep showing up. So don't stop going to class. There's a couple of reasons for that. One, you're still a very good learner just by watching and by seeing what's going on. But the second thing is that most jiu-jitsu players, a large part of why they like to play jiu-jitsu and why they've fallen so in love with the practice is because it's a community thing, it's a team thing. So you go to the gym, all your homies are there, everyone's doing the high fives, there's a bit of banter, and then you try and rip each other's heads off. You're not ripping anyone's head off, but you're still getting the good vibes from your teammates, you're still interacting with them all, you're still broing down with your coach. All of this stuff is really important for you to feel like you're part of the team, but also for you just to get that community good vibe and to keep progressing your jiu-jitsu game. So if you follow these 4 steps, by the time you do come back to training, you're stronger in other areas, you've rehabbed the injury, you're still in touch with your team, you know what everyone's been working on, you don't feel like you've just been lying on the couch for the last 2 months. This will keep you in good stead, and this is how you continue to progress in the game even when you get injured, because we know it's going to happen. Cheers, guys.